In this video, I'm going to use an image that I'm already currently performing an image trace on. I'm going to go ahead and complete the image trace, and I'm going to go ahead and work through recoloring it. So again, as we worked in the previous video, you saw that I was working with my image trace panel. I made the decision to use 6 colors. Okay, I'm done with this, and now I want to move forward. I want to have access to all of these paths. I want to be able to edit this. How do I do that? Well, I've got to come up here and click on this button called Expand. And it is one of the worst names for this button because I have no idea why they named it Expand or what Expand even means. But essentially what it's doing is committing the image trace and giving you access to all of the paths and the anchors and those sections that you might want to recolor. Again, if you don't have this options bar, okay, again, where you can simply click on the button to expand it, you can also come to Object, Image Trace, and I can click on Expand that way, okay? Now, I want you to note that once you do expand it, your options bar is going to go back to its default settings. You'll see that my image trace panel has gone gray, I can't access anything, and now I can see all of these paths, okay? So I want to play with them. I want to make some changes. And you're going to find that if I come back and deselect and select with my black arrow, it picks up everything as one object. Versus if I use my white arrow, I can come in and select on individual areas. Okay? So if you'll remember, I did choose to use 6 colors, and that was very purposeful because I can recolor 6 colors fairly quickly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open my swatch panel just so I have colors sort of readily available to me so I can move quickly. And I'm going to select this sort of peachy orange color. And rather than holding shift and trying to click around and grab all of these areas, I'm going to simply click on one of these peachy sections, and I'm going to come to select. I'm going to say same, and I'll say fill color. Now it's got everything that's in that sort of peachy color. And let's say I'm going to move over to this red violet. Okay, you'll see I've recolored all of that quickly. I'll move to the next area. I'll do this. And again, select, same fill color. And I'll go to the next sort of purpley color. I'll go to another area. Select same fill color. I'll move to the next one. And I'll try this one. Select same fill color. You'll go into this blue. And let's try this gray color. Select same fill. And I'll move into this blue. Okay. And at this point, my color story is not exactly what I wanted it to be. I mean, it doesn't look fantastic. But hopefully you saw that it's really quite simple to select, again, come up to select, same, and quickly recolor this artwork. Okay. The other thing that you can do as well is, again, using this white arrow, perhaps I really just wanted to use the moon and the star, and I didn't want all of this color that's residing around it. I wanted this to be more silhouetted. I can also use this white arrow to click and hit my delete key. Okay. And as you can see, this moves more quickly if you were using fewer colors. So if I had used the 3, I wouldn't have all of this sort of grainy color, okay, all of that texture that was present in the background. I probably would have been able to click all of it at once and delete it a little bit more quickly. But you can see here again, I didn't use too many colors. You know, the 6 is still fairly easy for me to edit, and I can continue to work my way around and delete as I work. Okay, again, I'm using white arrow. I'm selecting all of these paths and anchors and simply hitting the delete key. Okay, and I'll save you the time of watching me do this. Okay, at this point, I hope that you clearly understand again that you can recolor, you can come in and delete. And then finally, you know, I don't have to work with solid colors. So for instance, perhaps, you know, this central part of my star is really interesting and I want to see what it looks like if I place a graphic print or texture within it. And so maybe I'll see what it looks like with something like that. Okay. And that's something that you could also do throughout all of the pieces and parts of this moon. Again, I could come into this area and fill that with something a little bit different, which makes it a little bit easier to actually pick up the face. Okay. Again, I could use the same technique, select, same fill color. Okay, so as you can see, I worked sort of singly here, singly on the face. And then again, I used the same technique of select, same fill, and instead of choosing a fill solid color, I came in and used a texture. Okay. Finally, just to reiterate a little bit of what we covered for your previous project, remember you can continue to use your appearance panel. So again, when it comes to the face, perhaps I really, really like the way this print looks, but I wish it had just a smidge of color. Again, you can continue to use the concept of multiple fill layers. So I'll add another fill layer, bring that down, and maybe I'll just put a little bit of color behind that print. Okay, maybe I'll introduce a little gray again. All right, and again, those areas that I had previously filled around the face with print, it still has a print fill layer, and it also now has a solid fill beneath it. So it's not transparent, it's not letting the white bleed through behind it.